this evening. Grab your rubber boots, cause this rainy season is going to be a long and wet one. City Hall prepares for Independence Day flag-raising ceremony. Public-spirited citizens in South Rheinfeldt rush to the aid of car accident victims. Parents protest VAT on private education. In the region, in St. Lucia, hundreds gather in protest of an unpopular multi-billion-dollar government deal. And internationally, FBI to reopen Hillary Clinton email case, says Director James Comey.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Rheinfeldt Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Headline News is now being streamed live on our YouTube channel. Join us. On Friday, the nation will celebrate the arrival of East Indians to Guyana. Now, President David Granger, by way of executive notice, has declared today, the 3rd of May, as Portuguese Arrival Day. After the abolition of slavery in all British territories, British plantation owners scrambled to find a new set of laborers for the cane fields. On the 3rd of May, 1835, the first 45 Portuguese arrived in the colony of Demerara on the ship Lucia Bailey from the island of Madeira, this after a 78-day voyage via London. Then, during the period of state-assisted immigration between 1841 and 1882, 30,645 Portuguese from the Azores, Brazil, Cape Verde, and Madeira came to British Guyana. Persons of Portuguese origin have lived in Guyana for 182 years. After the end of indentureship, many of the descendants of the immigrants left the fields to pursue opportunities in the retail trade industry, in which they quickly attained a substantial share. Portuguese enterprise extended also to agriculture, manufacturing, merchandise, imports, and shipping. Two drivers are counting their blessings after their vehicles collided at the intersection of Aubrey Barker and David Rowe Street on Wednesday afternoon. Andrew Weeks reports.
On Wednesday, just as persons were about to wrap up their lunch hour, two vehicles failed to adhere to the 5 C's of driving, one of which is caution. Headline News rushed down to the scene in the same vicinity where the accident occurred at the intersection of the South Bridge and Aubrey Barker Road, and saw Toyota Rush PWW 941 and motorcar HC 5169 collided. Toyota Rush turned the turtle and the motorcar stopped west of the Royal Castle outlet. The driver of the motorcar explains.
I coming straight Aubrey Barker heading west. And this black vehicle, I coming slow across it, the black vehicle just come from north on the street and just shoot across and then
Okay, stop this sign. She stopped the sign? Or she was
she just come and shoot
coming from here.
Okay. There were conflicting reports as to who was right and who was wrong, but an eyewitness who was behind the driver of the motorcar, HC 5169, and saw the accident and reported to Headline News what he saw.
I went coming from this man.
Okay. So you saw the whole thing?
When he hit the van, he going slow. This car going slow, man, very slow. You understand me? I only is because she mashed brakes hour.
So if you had to put this all together, who would you say was wrong?
They're supposed to stop both parties with it. Everybody wrong. Nobody right. Everybody wrong. But if nobody right, everybody got wrong.
The driver of the Toyota Rush is a woman. Before Headline News got to the scene, eyewitnesses said she was pinned down in the vehicle, but managed to release herself with the help of public-spirited citizens. Another eyewitness said drivers who enters from the South Bridge area and those driving east to west or west to east refuse to go with caution. This is the reason for the accident today.
I was just picking up on how the bus and the traffic coming around here without any caution, because everybody hurry, everybody have no patience. That is the whole scenario about everything in here. We're going to bus them, They're trying to beat just to pick up a passenger in front and another bus coming for overtake. It's gonna be machine brakes inside these buses. They can't run the money. So I don't see where the fighting. Everybody's the police them should take more caution and deal with them differently. But I see this taking bribe.
Both drivers are okay, but this intersection between David Rose Street and Abibako Road, going east to west or north to south, drivers need to proceed with caution, or the Guyana Police Force Traffic Department will have to install traffic lights to control the flow of traffic. Or maybe the next time someone else might not be so lucky. Andrew Weeks, Channel 2, Headline News.
Thanks, Andrew. The drama surrounding the Guyana Public Service Union election continues amidst accusations of voter fraud and mass disenfranchisement. After press time last night, Elections Officer Herman D'Souza released a scanned copy of the stamped Executive Council elections results, listing the incumbent president, Patrick Yard, as the winner with 1,024 votes. Opponent Gregory Gaspar was in second with 842 votes. When contacted by Demerara Waves Online News, Gaspar said he was not told anything by D'Souza, who passed him and supporters at about 5:30 p.m. and exited the Union Hall at Regent Street and Shiv Chandrapal Drive. He said he only learned of the outcome when the publication called him. Gaspar cries foul and said he was considering legal options, saying, quote, "It's robbery. I have been at this union since this morning. I am shocked. I have to consult with my people. I have to meet with my lawyers, and the nation will know our next step," he said. Seeing what a contentious race this was, it is safe to say that this will not be the last we will hear from the drama at the GPSU. Today, parents and students gathered to protest the proposed VAT on private education. Here's more. A small but determined group of parents and students gathered in front of the Ministry of the Presidency to protest the proposed VAT on private education. This is the second time in a row the protesters chose this location to protest. They are attempting to sensitize the public to the hindrance that a tax on private education can have. Additionally, the parents want the president to personally intervene. As such, they are bringing their concerns to his doorstep.
We don't think that this is a part of our livelihood that needs to be taxed, because it's not a luxury, it's something that is very necessary and important in our lives for our personal development as well as our country's development as well.
For the parents and teachers here, there may be a light at the end of the tunnel. The opposition party has passed a motion to discuss the tax measure in the National Assembly. For the parents, it does not matter who passed the motion. What matters is the VAT is repealed. This motion will be debated in the next sitting of Parliament next Monday, May 8th. Coming up on Headline News after the break, Hydromet Department predicts a long and wet rainy season, and City Hall prepares for this year's flag-raising ceremony.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
It's always fresh, tasty, enticing, and the best in town, served hot from our experienced chefs. Come and enjoy our daily meals with a wide and delicious menu to choose from. Also a wide variety of pastries and dessert. We can also host your luncheons, cocktails, parties, and formal gathering. For reservation, call 225-1730, 225-0038, and delivery 225-0195 or 225-0159. The new thriving Chinese restaurant, 32 Main Street, Georgetown.
Yes, let's get it on. Total U Plus is introducing the bridal collection. We sell bridal gowns with over 150 styles to choose from, including bridal gowns for Muslim brides. We also sell bride and bridesmaid gloves, tiaras, petals, flower girl baskets, bridal pins, just married signs for vehicles, guest books and pens, aisle runners, veils, table placement holders, garters. Yes, the complete collection. Come see our bridal display in store. Total U Plus Bridal Collection, Froggity's Mall, booth number 16. Let's get it on.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
Police are investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of Suresh Mangru of Garden of Eden, East Bank, Demerara. Mangru's body was discovered about 4:30 a.m. on the western parapet of Garden of Eden Public Road, some 400 yards from his home. He was found with injuries to his head and right side ribs, consistent with that of a vehicular accident. The body is presently at the Likens Funeral Parlor awaiting a post-mortem examination on Monday, May 8, 2017. City Hall is ready to prepare the May 25th flag-raising ceremony site at Parade Ground. Andrew Weeks sat down with the mayor, Patricia Chase Green, on Tuesday and filed this report.
Okay, well, I was informed that there is a committee set up with the Ministry of Culture to deal with flag-raising ceremony on May 25th, 2017. There were areas identified: Stabrook Market and Square and Parade Ground.
Mayor of the city of Georgetown, Patricia Chase Green. Mayor Green said if the Stabrook Market site was to be chosen, it would have been a tedious task for the council.
If you look at Stabrook Marketplace, there will have to be some displacement of vending and the traffic and all of that. Parade Ground, it's a ground that has its history where our ancestors were beheaded and their heads were hung there for days. My understanding this morning that the agreed area will be the parade ground. This being so, the council has its responsibility to ensure that the place is well prepared for that raising of that flag. So our engineers department representative, who is the engineer of the city of Georgetown, will be working along with another administrative representative for the council, along with our social development committee chairperson and the Ministry of Culture, to ensure that everything that is required for the flag raising on the May 25th is in place. The council's responsibility, whatever that is, we will take our responsibility very seriously and ensure that we do what we have to do.
You would remember that last year, when the country celebrated its 50th anniversary, it was held at the Dublin Park. This year, the Department of Culture, Youth and Sport is preparing to host its 50+1 Independence Anniversary and will see a week of activities. The 50+1 Independence Anniversary will feature a military parade and mass band display, followed by a spectacular fireworks showcase on the evening of May 25th, featuring Guyana's upcoming Carifesta 13, slated for Barbados. But now that Stabrook is out and Parade Ground is in, the mayor said she is still hopeful that something in the future for Stabrook will have its day.
Stabroek Market would have had its challenges. There would have had to be some dislocation of persons, and there would have to be an entire cleaning up of that particular area. It would have had to be sanitized. You're talking about security and all of that. Now that we're aware that it's not there, you still have to do some cleaning up. It would not be that challenging, but on our ongoing maintenance to ensure that that area remains a civic square, where in the future maybe we can raise the flag in keeping with our president's commitment that all vendors should be properly housed. We're hoping that after the construction of the wharf and maybe as the market committee meet the new development, that we're hoping to put maybe another tier at the Stabroek Market or our vendors mall to accommodate those vendors. The flag can be moved.
Andrew Beeks, Channel 2, Headline News.
Thanks, Andrew. If it is not already apparent, the rainy season has commenced, and according to the Hydrometeorological Service, it's going to be a wet one. Here's more. This year's May-June rains are expected to last longer than usual. According to Chief Hydrometeorological Officer Dr. Garvin Cummings, the rains are expected to extend into the end of July. However, Dr. Cummings noted that even though the rainy season will be extended by several weeks, the Hydromet Service does not have information on which specific days will be wetter than others.
We don't have specific dates per se in terms of what days might have extreme rainfall. That would require continuous monitoring, which the National Weather Watch Center does based on its mandate. However, what we are expecting for this rainfall season is above normal rainfall, which means that the rainfall quantities that we are expecting are above the long-term averages or the 30-year average for rainfall. So we are expecting a wet season.
Above normal rainfall can result in severe flooding along the coast, affecting major economic activities, especially in regions 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Economic activities such as agriculture, transportation, manufacturing, and others. The coastal flooding is of additional concern due to the population density of these regions.
We are always concerned about those areas that are inhabited, the farming areas, and you're talking there about from regions 2 to 6. That should be in a state of alert in terms of what we are expecting. This does not though exempt the hinterland locations, but in terms of the coastal area where the major economic activities are, then we'll have to include the entire coast.
Unfortunately, due to global climate change, such increased rainfall, flooding, and higher sea levels will become more common in low-lying tropical nations such as Guyana. The Hydrometeorological Service of the Ministry of Agriculture is mandated to observe, archive, and understand Guyana's weather and climate patterns. This information gathered assists the Hydromet Service in providing meteorological and hydrological services in support of Guyana's national interests. At around 5 a.m. Wednesday morning, firefighters attached to the Guyana Sugar Corporation's Albion/Port Morant Sugar Estate were called to put out a fire that started at the estate's guest house. Fire Chief Marlon Gentle confirmed that reports of the fire were made shortly after 5 hours on Wednesday morning. The cause of the fire has not yet been determined, but reports indicate that substantial damage occurred to the building, which housed a conference hall, lodging, offices, a restaurant, and a bar. According to reports, there was no one in the building at the time of the incident. An investigation has been launched. Don't go away. Still ahead, we have our regional and international news.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
Now opened, the new thriving Chinese restaurant Providence location. Perfect for large events, exquisite menus featuring traditional Korean, Chinese and Western cuisine, elegant grand dining room and seats for over 500 persons. Also additional seating on the upper flat, luxurious VIP rooms and an elevator for your comfort. The new thriving Chinese restaurant second location above Massey Supermarket, Amazonian Mall, Providence. For reservation call 623-4097 or 657-9067.
In news from the region now, in St. Lucia, the parking meter deal has a cousin as hundreds converged on the southern town of Beaufort on Sunday. They came to protest against the proposed $2.6 billion Desert Start Holdings, DSH, Pearl of the Caribbean project. The Beaufort Concerned Citizens Coalition organized the protest in collaboration with the Concerned Citizens of St. Lucia and the I Will Stand group. HTS News Force reports.
The primary purpose of the activity, according to organizers, was to express their position on the proposed development and what they claim is the refusal of Prime Minister Alan Chasney to engage VA4 residents in discussion on how the project will affect them. The march began at 3 p.m. Sunday, April 30th at the VA4 Town Square. Hundreds of St. Lucians from all walks of life traversed the route by foot, trailed by a caravan of vehicles. Career educator Cynthia Satney is a member of the VA4 Concerned Citizens Group. Her gripe stems from what she claims is the Prime Minister's failure at transparency where the DSH deal is concerned.
For instance, the agreement says the amount of land that will be given. Almost the entire of Bruceville. What has he said to these people? Who is going to accommodate the movement of these people from lands that they do not own in the first place? And these persons are really the ones who cannot even afford to buy land.
A VA4 local entertainer and radio personality Andrew Yardi Haynes says the southern town is well deserving of development. But at what cost and to whom?
I believe an investor supposed to come with his own money. Don't use or abuse our island. At least if you want to develop the island, come with your money, invest. But don't come with all them buyback clause and all, Trust me, we're not benefiting from that, and it's like taking all from Janvier 4. So it's a bad move. I believe the government should look into that.
Concerned citizen and prominent VA4 Monty Maxwell says the protests stem from a host of meetings held by the group. He says the residents of VA4 have not been happy with what they perceive as a dearth of information provided by consultations held with Invest St. Lucia. Maxwell is of the opinion that Point Sab should remain a recreational area.
The information we are getting, it was only the horse race track that was involved, and also the investors were asked to put a couple hotels. But subsequently, why did the whole of Point Star Beach be included in this thing? Why?
Author Anderson Reynolds, who has also been vocal in his opposition to the DSH deal, was encouraged by the numbers.
To see so many people come out to send a clear message that they are not willing to give up all their lands for almost nothing in return. So it's a very beautiful day to see people stand up for their rights and stand up to say that they need to be consulted. They need development is not just about putting up buildings.
We do want the deal. We do want the right things to be put in place, the jobs. Yeah, we do want it. We do want everything that is possible within the deal. But it's got to be organized in a better format where he doesn't have to pay $1 per acre for 99 years. That is wrong. You see me? There are a lot of bad things in the deal that doesn't coincide with the people of Beaufort and the people of St. Lucia. All we're asking for is for you to renegotiate the deal, and we're good with it.
VA4 South MP Dr. Kenny Anthony and former Barbano MP Alvina Reynolds also attended the march, along with a wide cross-section of individuals hailing from both the public and private sector. The march followed a prescribed route approved by the Commissioner of Police up to Sandy Beach and then back to the VA4 Square. It concluded with short addresses on the square by a few well-known personalities. Miguel Favory, HTS News Force.
And internationally, when asked why he announced the reopening of the Clinton investigation, FBI head James Comey says, quote, "Concealing it, in my view, would be catastrophic." CBS News reports.
Didn't you just do the investigation as you would normally, with no public announcement?
Yeah, great question, Senator. Thank you. October 27th, the investigative team that had finished the investigation in July, focused on Secretary Clinton's emails, asked to meet with me. So I met with them that morning, late morning, in my conference room, and they laid out for me what they could see from the metadata on this fella Anthony Weiner's laptop that had been seized in an unrelated case. What they could see from the metadata was that there were thousands of Secretary Clinton's emails on that device, including what they thought might be the missing emails from her first 3 months as Secretary of State. We never found any emails from her first 3 months. She was using a Verizon BlackBerry then, and that's obviously very important because if there was evidence that she was acting with bad intent, that's where it would be in the first 3 months.
But they weren't there.
Look, can I just finish my answer, Senator? Yeah. And so they came in and said, we can see thousands of emails from the Clinton email domain, including many, many, many from the Verizon Clinton domain, BlackBerry domain. They said, we think we got to get a search warrant to go get these. And the Department of Justice agreed we had to go get a search warrant. So I agreed. I authorized them to seek a search warrant, and then I faced a choice. And I've lived my entire career by the tradition that if you can possibly avoid it, you avoid any action in the run-up to an election that might have an impact, whether it's a dog catcher election or President of the United States. But I sat there that morning, and I could not see a door labeled "No Action Here." I could see two doors, and they were both actions. One was labeled "Speak," the other was labeled "Conceal." Because here's how I thought about it. I'm not trying to talk you into this, but I want you to know my thinking. Repeatedly told this Congress, we are done and there's nothing there. There's no case there. There's no case there. To restart in a hugely significant way, potentially finding the emails that would reflect on her intent from the beginning and not speak about it would require an act of concealment, in my view. And so I stared at Speak and Conceal. Speak would be really bad. There's an election in 11 days. Lordy, that would be really bad. Concealing, in my view, would be catastrophic.
And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Wednesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and SafeTVGuyana.com. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast, and Thursday evening at 7 o'clock in mornings. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast, saying thank you for welcoming us into your homes, and do have a blessed evening.